Hello, this is Frontline here and welcome back to another video, and in this one we are here at the old base, at the old house that we were at Spawn Town, but for now we are over here in the Spawn Town because of this little spruce tree right here, and for another reason I'll get into later. But for now, this spruce tree right here, there was a poll that I left in the last video saying that I was going to let up to you guys to either keep or get rid of the tree, and it actually ended up being an exact 50-50 split on the decision. So I'm going to have to make it myself, and honestly we're probably going to be keeping this thing for now, unless there's a counter group that does not want this tree around anymore. We're just going to keep it. It does obstruct the view a little bit, but it doesn't really block too much when coming this way, and you are able to see the rest of the house. So that's my final decision. The oak tree got decreased in size a little bit, so at least that thing isn't really looking so bad anymore. And now kind of when going around, it is just two very nice distinct trees in the area. So anyway, what are we going to be doing now? What I want to do is actually do something I haven't done in a really long time, and that is a 1 hour long mining session in this community mine shaft. So I already have my inventory basically all set up. The only thing I need is a little bit of charcoal so that I'm able to actually create more torches while I'm down there, because I have my empty shulker box that I can use to be able to extend the amount of time I'm down there for. Got plenty of food, a water bucket, all the necessities I need. So without further ado, we will go into a first-person time-lapse of me completing this quest. So it's been a long time since the last time I recorded, but hopefully you enjoyed the time lapse that I recorded actually a couple weeks ago, because the first clip was before my computer actually died again. Yes, it died again. I'm not going to get into it right now because it's a long story, so let's just get into what we got on the 1 hour mining session. So in these two chests right here is all the items that we were able to get. We also have like a bunch of stone and stuff, but that's not the interesting stuff. That's not the interesting things that we gathered on the mission. So over here, we've got the boring stuff. We've got a bunch of coal, which we'll have to use at some point. I'm not sure what kind of a project or if we'd want to sell these for something. Got a bunch of redstone. Redstone I always enjoy having. Lots of iron. We haven't really used an iron farm quite yet. I'm not sure if we'll even build one. Probably not, just because other people have been building them. But it's just mainly like whenever you go over to an iron farm, most of the time it's empty. So it's good to just have a backup supply anyway. Down here, we've got a good amount of gold. We've got some lapis lazuli blocks and the actual 8 pieces extra. Got 57 diamonds, which is actually really good. Honestly, I kept finding them like at the beginning of the session, I believe. And at the later parts, it kind of slowed down a bit. But it was still nice to have quite a bit of that. And this wasn't actually part of the mining session, but I did put mending on my fortune pickaxe. So now this thing will last me forever. I still don't have efficiency on it, but hopefully I'll be able to add that at some point if we get a book or do something with that. But anyway, that was the session, and now we're going to have to move on to other things in this episode. And it's probably going to actually have to do with the basement, because that was something I've been wanting to do for a while in this house and haven't gotten the opportunity to. So right here, I've already actually prepared a little bit for this. So you can see I have like various like materials and stuff. I have my redstone shulker box because obviously I am a redstone person. I want a lot of different redstone gizmos to go on in the basement. And to enter the basement, you may have noticed that there's no real staircase there. Basically, when I finished the house, I kind of designed it in a way so that I would be able to access the basement, but you have to go in a very devious secret way. So in here, I don't know what item it's going to be, but this is just like a demonstration purpose type of thing. If any item is inside this chest, that actually closes this secret door. Whenever I put an item in here, it ends up like pushing pistons that end up actually revealing this little awesome secret passage. Because you can see the redstone over here. I don't exactly have a good vantage point. Right here, the comparator is coming from the chest on the other side of the wall. It goes down all the way towards the piston. Not going to really show that because it's pretty self-explanatory. We have the downstairs stairs, and here's the part where I'm actually going to have to create a design for the hallway and figure out exactly how it's going to look. Because at the moment, there's a lot of various things I need to do, like figure out how this whole entire area is going to end up connecting to it, because I do want to have different stalls for the horses. We finally gotten to where the horses are, and we need a way to expedite them outside that doesn't just have like an opening in the ceiling. I think I want to make it more like a hidden entrance or something like that. I'll figure something out. For now, I just gotta clear out this area a little bit more and construct a good-looking hallway. A little bit of work has been done on the area below, and I'm going to show you that right now. I didn't want to spoil it immediately, but you can see down the stairs I sealed off the area that was open before. And downstairs is actually kind of a very industrial area. It's very dark because the black concrete you can almost not see. And just down this hall, there's actually 2 directions. One of them isn't finished. Well, actually, both of them aren't finished. But this one is actually a link to where this thing used to be. If you remember this, quite a few episodes back when I gathered a bunch of... well, technically, it was originally 1 skeleton horse. It was 1 skeleton horse. And then, ever since then, I just started like stockpiling them. So now I have a bunch. And I'm going to have to create a better pen for them because this is very cramped. I also need to find a way to expedite them to be able to ride them off into the sunset without having to like dig out an area or do some other kind of weird thing. But anyway, that's kind of that area that I'm going to have to figure out. But over here is just kind of like what I built. It's kind of a redstone-ish playground. I'm going to try and come up with different contraptions that might do various things. It's going to be like my own, basically private laboratory. Not necessarily a competitor to Suncorp, but more like a private institution that I use for myself. It's not like I'm going to utilize their services if I can just do it off of my own home base territory. So yeah, the design is very much interesting. The lines and the different patterns, they can be a little bit confusing to the eye, but hopefully once I fill in this area with other contraptions, it won't be so abstract and odd looking. But yeah, one other thing that I definitely want to do before I even start on that, though, is that I want to seal off this place because, as you can see, immediately once I go outside, there's a little bit of a security issue, and it's just that this whole entire area just isn't very protected and sealed off from any intruders or anything. They could just break a hole in. So I'm going to have to cover up this area a little bit more and make it not look so terrible, because I don't want this area to just be closed off or anything. I'm probably going to just add grass on top of it, try and terraform it a little bit so it looks natural and not too flat. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll maybe show you guys a little bit of progress on that, and then we'll see what we're able to come up with inside of my redstone playground as well. I am almost certain that I said I was going to be terraforming the area that is over there, that was over the different contraption things I was going to build, but I kind of got a little bit sidetracked. I actually didn't really finish the areas, but I started working on like a different project. As you can see, I kind of had my redstone box because I was actually working on some other things. So over here, it's this part's a little bit more tidied up. I even have a crafting table. I've got the redstone, well, I guess it's just called redstone. But I've got the piece of redstone dust that allows you to open up that section. We go down here. Over there is exactly the same as the last clip, but over here I've changed a little bit. So as you can see, I've created a nicer looking tunnel. And you may be thinking that this area, like, oh, the skeleton horses can escape. Horses actually cannot fit into a one block gap. So if you ever see like me build a fenced in area and I have like one singular fence missing, it's not that animals have escaped. It's more like I don't want to deal with fence gates, and it's a lot easier just to be able to walk through a gap, and they're not able to escape either. So we've got a much bigger area here. Also, we've got a waterfall. So honestly, the whole entire atmosphere of this place is a little bit better. I'll have to wait until this grass grows and probably even add some like tall grass to the area to give it a little bit more variation. But as you can see, this area is a lot bigger. The horses aren't all just like gathered in one area and like bumping into each other. I mean, they kind of congregate, but that's more of their own accord. I mean, I can go over to this area and you can see it's like I can just play in the pool and I'm not bumping into the other guys. It's like they definitely have the option to move around. So it's more humane. And I also have a escape route. As you can see, I also have this area here. The unfortunate thing is I really was trying to figure out a way to make it so that this was hidden, but I kind of couldn't come up with many designs that would make it easy for me to not only exit on a horse, but also make it look natural on the outside. It would like have a 2x2 like just pillar of dirt or something like that. This place is just not going to be a very hidden place. I mean, it's going to be hidden in my house, but from the outside, intruders can definitely sneak in. So over here, I have like a T flip-flop thing that whenever I press buttons on both sides, it can open and close it so horses can't go through. I also did notice as we were driving past, though, that this part right here is still powder, so I can quickly change that over. Hopefully no horses follow me. Yeah, so then I'm able to just go out the area. It has a nice little tube here that leads down, and then I'm able to just kind of ride my horse wherever I feel like. I can go into the sunset if I really want to. I can apparently find an Enderman. The awesome thing about skeleton horses, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, but skeleton horses can actually swim. So if you're ever chased by an Enderman, I can just go into here, and the horse doesn't kick me off. The skeleton horses actually float above the water, so I don't have to worry about it. I mean, I know I can't hit this guy with an arrow, but at least like diverts him to another location. I think he's lost interest now. Yeah, he's lost interest. But anyway, that was basically the progress I made. I still do have to end up terraforming the one area, try and like match this awesomeness over here, because obviously I had to fill a bunch of grass on top of it, and I'll have to create a little bit more variation in the just terraform in general. I have to sort that out in the next clip here. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this place blends in a little bit. When I was kind of clearing out the area, trying to be able to replace blocks with my base underneath, I also picked up quite a bit of coarse dirt, so I ended up being able to place that back down, because I kind of realized that the coarse dirt is like definitely a part of the path that kind of goes around the town quite a bit. Originally this place didn't really look quite right when I built it the first time, because apparently I didn't put enough path blocks down, and I was like looking at the this path here and kind of comparing it. It's like, yeah, if you have more path blocks all in an area, it gives a little bit of a lighter feel. If you only have like one, say like just over, actually that's a bad example. If we had to have one, say just over here, it's a very dark texture, and that was one of the reasons why it just wasn't really looking that good. Oh, I guess I picked up a path block just because I probably should have just mined it with my hand. But anyway, that's kind of how that works. I might... Is this my base? I think I might have to also cover up this area somehow. Yeah, I'll figure that out a little bit, probably off camera. This is a very minor detail that probably doesn't need a progress update. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys kind of what this place looked like. It definitely doesn't have as subtle a slope anymore, just because my whole entire base is kind of flat and stuff. But it still kind of blends in. It doesn't block this door over here. I mean, the vines did, but we'd just be able to kind of go through into Shadow Cell's place. But yeah, that's pretty good. I would say that that's a success. And yeah, we'll have to figure out what kinds of contraptions have to go into our little basement area now. And oh, actually, before I end the clip, I kind of forgot about this thingy. Boybit actually came over, and he released his episode on a Ender, and yeah, he dropped off a bunch of Ender pearls for us. I'm wondering what we'd be able to do with these. Maybe like some sort of mini game or something, or maybe be able to spawn in some Endermites. That'd be kind of nice. I would need some name tags to be able to make that useful, because if you don't put a name tag on it, they despawn within like, I think 3 minutes or something. They have a really weird despawn rate. But anyway, that will be a future project at some point. Probably not in the near future, but in the future. And yeah, I will catch you guys once I actually start building the underground area of our new basement base area. This is going to be a completely unrelated note to anything that I just said in the last clip. I did not realize that I could actually view the effects. And by effects, I mean like whatever, like potion or like different things that I have on me. Like you can see in the top right hand corner, I have speed. And I didn't know that there was a way to figure out how much seconds of speed I had left. I just like thought that you could only look at it in the corner. But I realized that by default, on at least the console edition, I'm betting that you'd be able to look at your settings to do it another way. But when I was trying to open up chat like I do, you know, you go right on the D-pad for chat, I accidentally went left, and there's this screen that I did not even know existed. Apparently this screen is able to show you how much like different effects you have. So that's something that I might find useful later, maybe like if I'm playing through an adventure map or something. It's like, I just did not realize that was a thing. I believe I have come up with a basic concept for what I wanted to be in this area, and it's not extraordinarily redstone based like I want it to be. I think that I will save that redstone based stuff for my actual base instead of my one location over here. So if we kind of go through this area, it basically has the necessities. So in here we have a nether portal. Now you may be thinking, why do we have a nether portal here? There's a nether portal like right over that direction inside of the spawn town. Well, technically, there's not really any harm that's done by having one here. I can just go down to my basement and go into the nether portal without ever really leaving my house, which is very convenient, and I really kind of don't like running all the way over there anyway. And it links up, so I go through the portal. I'm able to like look this direction to be facing the correct way. But yeah, I end up being over here. It's not like it interferes with the actual linking of the nether portals, because when I go back through, it still links to the same portal. This portal, no matter what, whenever I go through it, it does end up going in and out the same way. It's just merely that, okay, well, let's just avoid that ghast. It's just that my base is able to have its own portal, and that doesn't actually end up interfering with it too much. I realized that I probably should have showed my portal last, just because I need to run all the way back over here now, though. But yeah, the other things that I had was a furnace area. It's basically just a bunch of basic furnaces. Not really any hopper things that I can put fuel into. I'll just have to manually fuel all of these myself. But yeah, whenever I have large different project things, I can just go into here, load up a bunch of stuff. Like, honestly, I'm probably not ever going to use this many, but it's still a nice thing that's all in the same area. I've got brewing stand things. I'll have to fill these up with glass bottles at some point in the future. Over here, I built actually a pool, mostly because I almost didn't know what to do with this area. But yeah, I'm able to kind of swim around it. I almost swim too fast. It's kind of a little bit of a too small a wading pool. But yeah, I'm able to go around, and it's a little bit fun. I might add a little bit of fishes here if I feel like it. But yeah, the only things that aren't done right now are these two areas. My thoughts is that, like, off camera, I'm just going to build a minecart track to my business that I made with Sunfire, the whatever it was called, like the Spa of Your Dreams, I think it was called. But we would be able to go over there on a minecart track, and over here I could go to the charcoal machine that I built, and that way it's kind of all in the same area. I'd even be able to like refuel these furnaces whenever I felt like it. So this whole entire bottom area is probably just going to be like a expediting and like various tasks that I can do, maybe even AFK in this area, and go off in various locations. So not necessarily much redstone. The closest thing to redstone was the hoppers that work with the furnaces. But yeah, that's basically done. That's probably what I'm going to be doing for this episode. It was kind of a well, it wasn't a quick one. This whole entire project took a really long time, and we did do redstone inside of the episode with this awesome little system here that can go to the outside. But yeah, anyway, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed the video. Like it if you did like it, subscribe if you want more Craftaway videos, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye.